Thank you, Mummy. Yeah, Maths Day. All right. Favourite day. Morning. I better get changed.
In this lesson, we do some work on tenths to decimals. Example 1. There are 10 rods in this group. In part A, we're asked what part of the group are red rods. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 out of 10. Now we can write that as a fraction. We can write that as 3 tenths. And in decimal form, we write 0.3. What part of the group are blue rods? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 out of 10. As a fraction, we write 6 tenths, and as a decimal, 0.6. What part of the group are green rods? Well, we can see that we've only got one of those. We've got 1 out of 10. As a fraction, that's 1 tenth, and as a decimal, 0.1. Example 2 now. What number is represented below? Well, we can see that first part that the whole lot is shaded in. We say that's 1. Then we've got 1, 2 parts out of 10. That's 2 tenths. So we've got 1 and 2 tenths. And we can write that in decimal form as 1.2. The next one. Well, we can see there's 2 holes shaded there. 1, 2. So 2 so far. And as a fraction, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 parts out of those 10. We write that as 7 tenths. So altogether, we've got 2 and 7 tenths. And in decimal form, we write 2.7. Excellent.
So in this part, we're going to be talking about the hundredths in decimals. Right, so it's the next place value after the decimal point.
In this lesson, we do some work on hundredths to decimals. Example 1. There are 100 dots in this group. In part A, we're asked what part of the group are red dots. Well, let's count in tens where we can. So 10, 20, 30, and 5 more makes 35. So 35 out of 100. As a fraction, we write 35 hundredths, and in decimal form, 0.35. What part of the group are blue dots? Again, counting in tens where we can. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 2 more is 52, and 5 more there makes 57. So 57 out of 100. As a fraction, we write 57 hundredths, and in decimal form, 0.57. What part of the group are green dots? Well, we've only got 8 that are green there, so 8 out of 100, which is 8 hundredths, and in decimal form, 0.08. Terrific. Example 2. What number is represented below? Well, we can see that we've got 1 hole there, so let's write the 1 down. And we've got 10, 20, 30, and 6 more is 36. 36 parts out of that 100, so that's 36 hundredths. So we've got 1 and 36 hundredths. In decimal form, we write 1.36. The next one. We've certainly got 1, 2 hole. Let's write the 2 down. And the fraction part, we've got 7 shaded out of the hundred, so 7/100ths. So we've got 2 and 7/100ths. In decimal form, 2.07. Excellent. Well, that concludes the lesson. Good luck with your questions.
Right, I'm just going to pop out for a little bit of a break. Be back soon. Oh, I just want to talk to my son. See how he is.
Oh, hey Dad.
Hey Heath. Oh, yum. What are you drinking?
Apple juice.
Oh, yum. That's my favourite. Can I have some?
Sure.
Awesome. Oh, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. Oh, I love me some apple juice. Mmm. Okay, so let's have a look at our questions that I'd like you to answer now, after hearing all of that about the tenths and hundredths. Right, so now we have some images here of tenths and hundredths. So we have A here, we've got B, C, D, E, F, and the last one there, G. So obviously A has this rectangle broken into 10 parts, so that each one of these is going to be represented by a tenth. Okay, same with B. It's only split into 10 parts, so they're each going to be a tenth. Same with C. Now D, E, F. Now these you can see have been cut up even further, so obviously they're going to be in hundredths, each one of these small boxes here. Okay, so that will give you an idea of how many are in each of those. Now the last one, G, is asking you to add some fractions or some decimals together. Okay, now let's have a look at an example of how I want you to answer these. Right, so we're going to have A. So on your piece of paper you're going to write down, you're going to have A, then you'll have B, just like on the examples, C, D, E, F, and the last one is G, of course, down the bottom. Right, so let's have a look at A. So we'll go back to our example. Right, so we'll see that here we've got, in red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded in. So that is going to be, you guessed it, is going to be 4 tenths. Okay, or in decimal form it's going to be 0.4. Okay, so I want you now to have a go at those examples there. Once you've done that, take a photo of it and upload it onto Seesaw, clicking the Add Response button to the activity that's there. Great.